Hello, all, and welcome to Astro Wheel of Fortune. My name is Vlada, and I read tarot. And if you remember, about 3 weeks ago, I put out a message into the universe, and I also wanted to see if anyone wanted to decipher the message that I put out into the universe, and what I was trying to achieve with it. So, I did this using tarot. If you want to watch the other video where I put out this message into the universe, you can click on the link in the description box below. I'll also link it in the comments. If you want to see the video that I did where I basically was trying to use tarot as a language that I speak rather than the language that I'm reading. Like, as a reader, we usually let the deck give us cards and we read the cards that are given to us, but I wanted to create like an energetic sentence or like an energetic request to the universe through the language of tarot. So that's what I did. And I actually I wanted to give it a little bit of time because I wanted to see how it would develop. Like, I wanted to see if I noticed anything through the coming days or weeks in terms of this message actually manifesting. And I think I actually did notice some things manifesting. So I am really, really excited about this. So ideally, I actually wish that I maybe waited a little bit longer to reveal the message. But then I was kind of like, I may as well reveal the message now and see how it progresses over, the next few months. And maybe I can do another update video on this specific energetic sentence that I've created. So with this reading, or this more so me saying a sentiment or expressing a sentiment to the universe through tarot, I had the core message, and I had the main message with the Hierophant. And then I had kind of like an explanation for the message. I wanted a major arcana to represent the main message, and then I wanted some minor arcanas to kind of like explain the message further. So that was my core message. We went then and I laid out some cards for the past of the situation, or how I viewed the past of the situation. Then I wanted to lay out some cards for the present of the situation, what is happening with me presently. And that was at the time of me putting that message out. So I wonder if this has changed. I feel like once I get into explaining the message I was trying to put out, I'll see if something has changed about the present. And then we have the future and the energy of the future and what I was hoping for the future that I wanted to put out as well. So this kind of connects to this. The future connects. They all connect. So let me start explaining. So basically, the message that I wanted to put out first and foremost is represented by the Hierophant. So I wanted to put out a message of mainly, the reason that I chose the Hierophant as the main kind of like significator of this message was because I wanted to be mentored. And this is like a very broad energy of mentorship to me. I see the Hierophant energy as the energy of mentorship. And I am feeling like I'm in a place in my life right now where I want to be mentored. I really want to have mentors who exchange ideas with me, who and honestly, I will talk about this a little bit more, but I was kind of putting out a message that I wanted mentors who wanted to mentor me just because they like my energy, or they like what I'm doing and what I'm trying to achieve. And I wanted it to be largely the kind of mentorship that comes from a very authentic place. And it is not the kind of mentorship where they're only doing it because I'm paying them money or something like that. So that was the main message of the Hierophant. The Hierophant was really me calling out to the universe saying, hey, universe, I would really love to receive some mentorship, whether it be from you yourself, but more importantly, I want to receive mentorship from other people. So, but at the same time, because I am aware of how, like, when you teach, you are also being taught, this is where these cards come in. So I wanted this mentorship to have this kind of, I suppose, boundaries, or this is the terms of agreement, I guess, that I was trying to create with the universe in terms of this mentorship. I wanted this mentorship with the Three of Pentacles to be collaborative. I wanted it to be strongly connected to teamwork. I wanted it to be mutually beneficial. That's where the Six of Pentacles comes in. I wanted this mentorship to be mutually beneficial from a point of view that if I'm receiving mentorship, that I'm also bringing some sort of value to the person that is mentoring me. Whether it be that they are learning something through mentoring me and teaching me, or whether it be that whatever they're mentoring me in or whatever they're teaching me, that I am able to provide something in an exchange in a way that doesn't deplete me, in a way that doesn't like suck the energy out of me, basically. But I also wanted to make sure, I wanted to set the boundaries and set the terms with the universe that if I am getting a mentor, I want to make sure that this mentor has enough energy to mentor me and that they're not mentoring me from a place of lack or deficit. That's why I decided to put the Six of Pentacles there, because I felt like that was a really important point to me. That was a really important message that I wanted to convey within the overall message. I want my mentors to come from a place of surplus rather than from a place of deficit, and I wanted to make that very clear to the universe. And at the same time, I also wanted to make sure with the Three of Pentacles here, I wanted to make sure that this mentorship that I felt like I was in a team with my mentors, that it wasn't just this mentor telling me what to do, that they listened back to my feedback on their mentorship as well. And that was I was trying to convey that with the Three of Pentacles here. So, and why I decided to put the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles side by side was also for that reason, because I feel like they tie in that energy together. So that was the terms of mentorship that I wanted to create. And then lastly, with the Page of Wands, I really wanted to add the Page of Wands because I want this mentorship that I am going to receive, and I do believe I'm going to receive it in some sort of way. I wanted this mentorship to be appealing to my inner child. I do associate the pages with the inner child, but I especially wanted this mentorship to be appealing to my inner child from the perspective of having fun and genuinely feeling very optimistic when doing this mentorship. It's really important to me within this message that when I'm sending it out to the universe, that the universe picks up on the fact that I am looking to have fun in this mentorship. I am not looking to be overly serious. I'm not looking to be overly solemn or stern or even overly academic, even though with the Hierophant I did want to specify that I'm not against academia within this the framework of the mentorship, but we've got the serious card of the Hierophant, and then the Three of Pentacles. Again, it's like studying, teamwork, collaboration, collaborative effort, equal exchange of effort with the Six of Pentacles. But it's kind of like the icing on the cake or the cherry on top of the cake. I just wanted to place the Page of Wands on top of this message as an indicator to the universe, but hey, I want to have fun at the end of the day. I want to be very optimistic, and I do want to feel like I'm learning something new and like a bit of a novice within this mentorship. I want to feel like I want to embrace the energy of being a novice and being new at something, but I wanted to kind of carry a certain level of fun, and I wanted to be the kind of mentorship where I can play with the Page of Wands, because that's going to be really important for me. And I know that about myself. So because I do see Page of Wands as the most playful page. It's the page that is curious, wants to learn, is excited, but the element of play is really important to the Page of Wands within this energy. So that was my core message to the universe. I was basically saying to the universe, hey universe, this is what I want when I was putting out this message. So that was the core. So then we go into the past energy of this message. So I wanted to kind of explain where I'm coming from when it comes to this message and why I'm putting this message out into the universe. So I wanted to put out this message from a place of, in the past, I feel like I was very restricted, and I was very, and by outside sources and myself. And the Four of Pentacles to me more so represents being restricted by yourself. You know, otherwise I would have put the devil there. But I did feel like, you know, I was looking at the past, and while I do believe I was restricted by external forces, in the past, I feel like the recent past was really more resonant with the Four of Pentacles. And so I wanted to convey the feeling of the past that I was feeling in my body, rather than the feeling of the past that like maybe I felt 10 years ago, or, you know, or 15, 20 years ago. So I wanted to show within this message that in my recent past, I feel like I was very influenced by my inner child. I wanted to bring my inner child into this again. I was very influenced by my inner child, who is kind of afraid to come out of their box a little bit, and is largely afraid of criticism. And I didn't know how to portray criticism, but the way that I envisioned this message was basically like, I'm closed off, I'm closing a lot of my energy off, I'm closing off my heart. You can see with the Four of Pentacles, one of the pentacles is in front of the heart, one of the pentacles is on the crown chakra. I'm closing myself off. This is the past, right? This is my inner child. My inner child doesn't feel safe. My inner child is very, very sensitive. And I know that about my inner child. I am very aware of my inner child being extremely sensitive. Like, I'm sensitive as a person, but if I tap into my inner child, or any time that I try to do any inner child healing, even talking about this, I get to the verge of tears. Like, I get very sad, very emotional, and I want to cry. And so I wanted to highlight to the universe, keep in mind, in the recent past, I've been very closed off to any sort of mentorship. I also have an issue with authority, and like, I wasn't sure how to portray that part of the situation. But I, you know, sometimes it's hard to. Sometimes, as if I've done many of these kind of videos. No, like. What I'm trying to say is that I wasn't really sure how to convey all of the emotion and all of the energy that I felt about the past, but I felt like these three cards conveyed it pretty well on an energetic level. So there is an energy of like me having issues with authority, and I know that about myself. I've known that about myself for a very long time. But the core of why I have issues with authority is because my inner child is very sensitive. My inner child was criticized and rejected a lot in the past. Four of Cups representing that rejection, and rejection sensitivity is what I was thinking about when I was putting these two cards together. And therefore, it is causing me to close off. I'm closed off because of rejection sensitivity. Every time I'm rejected, it's causing me to close off even more. And that is my past, and that is something that I was kind of looking at most recent past, and how this was something that I recently started tackling. Basically, that was my vision for that part of the message. So I wanted to communicate that to the universe. Basically, what I was trying to say to the universe is, careful, I'm very sensitive, rejection hurts me a lot, and it makes me go within. Oh my god, I feel a little bit teary-eyed. Anyway, let me just keep going. And yeah, so these are the three cards that I felt represented that energy the best, because it's like, what do I want? I conveyed what I want with my core message, but I want to convey something to the universe that I feel is really important from my past. Like, something about my past is really important here. And this felt like a very important message that I wanted to say to the universe. Like, please handle with care. I was like, I'm trying to handle myself with care as well. So I wanted to really highlight that rejection sensitivity. But then I also wanted, with the Four of Cups, I wanted to convey a sense of apathy and boredom in my recent past that I was feeling before I put out this message. The Four of Cups here is really meant to convey that it is very hard for me to see opportunities that are coming my way. And I wanted, again, or in the past, it's been very hard for me to see opportunities coming my way. I think in the present moment, I'm a lot better and I'm grasping at them a lot better. But in the recent past, my sense of apathy and maybe even like some sort of a detachment, because I was trying to detach from this very sensitive energy, caused me to be kind of bored and not connected to my heart and not connected to my emotional space, because being connected to my emotional space like literally causes me to cry almost all the time. So I wanted to convey that sense of detachment, and I thought the Four of Cups was a good way to express that sense of detachment here as well. So that is the overall energy. There's a sense of apathy, very sensitive, rejection sensitive, closed off, kind of scared, but like not scared to the point that I won't do anything, just kind of scared to be vulnerable. I think it's like a fear of vulnerability that is coming through here in my recent past that I wanted to convey. So I think I was happy with that. I was honestly happy with that. I felt like when I look at these cards, that energy to me is conveyed, it's conveyed. So then we go into the present. So these cards we're going to talk about just a little bit after, because I remember they were kind of the cards that I put down at the end. These are the main story of the present, and keep in mind the present at the time that I put up this video. So we're gonna see, if once I explain the energy of the present moment of at the time of the message, let's see if I still resonate with it, or do I feel slightly different. So with the present moment, I was trying to convey to the universe, I want you to know that I'm being very patient. I'm being very patient. I know good things take time. I know that when you plant a seed, you have to wait for the seed to grow in its own terms, in its own time, and you can't rush the process. I wanted the universe to know that I understand this. And then consecutively, I wanted to put the Eight of Pentacles, which comes right after the Seven of Pentacles, to convey, while I know things take time, I am also mastering myself. I'm working on my skill. I am working on my knowledge of, for example, tarot and divination. On my knowledge of astrology. I am working on those skills on my own as I'm waiting for these mentors to come in, as I'm waiting for these people to come in and exchange information, mentorship, all that valuable stuff. I am not going to stop working on myself. I'm not going to stop advancing in my own progress. I also, at the time of the message, was very inspired, and I remember that very, very clearly. It was probably like a couple of weeks of just deep inspiration. I was inspired by everything that I saw in my line of sight. Anything that came into my line of sight inspired me. I was very, very inspired at the time of putting this message out, which I actually feel like that's not really that much the case anymore. This has dwindled a little bit. I will say in my present moment currently, my inspiration is less. And so we've got the Ace of Wands to represent that inspiration that I was feeling at the time. And I also wanted to kind of convey, like, I was inspired to put out this message in the present moment, because I was thinking about this. But really, when I put out that message in that present moment, my inspiration was at its peak. It was like, let's do it. Let's put this message out. Even though I thought about doing something like this maybe for a couple of days, it was kind of simmering in my head. But really, it was a moment of inspiration when I decided to put out that video. So then we've got the Three of Wands. Basically, what I was trying to convey with the Three of Wands then is that I am also inspired by the fact that I was seeing progress that was not tangible, but progress that I felt was energetically close to me. Just like the way the ships are energetically close to the person. They can see them, but they can't touch them, feel them, or experience what is on those ships yet. So what I was trying to say, I was noticing people in my life, my friends, people that I care about. I was noticing them having, advancements. I was seeing them getting things like not manifesting, but getting things that they've manifested finally. I was seeing just people around me noticing progress in their own lives, and it made me inspired and excited that this progress was near for me as well. And that's what I was feeling with, especially with the inspiration. That's how I was getting inspired as well. But that wasn't just that. I also remember at the time of putting this video out, I was feeling like I could energetically feel my own advancement, my own progress coming in. I couldn't quite see it yet. I couldn't quite touch it, feel it, smell it, whatever. I couldn't experience it yet in a tangible kind of way with my five senses per se, but something in me could feel it. And I didn't know how long it would take for the feeling to turn into something tangible, but I was feeling, because the feeling that I was experiencing was so strong, that was giving me a level of confidence, which is also portrayed with the Ace of Wands here. It's like a level of confidence that I was feeling in whatever it was that I was doing that present moment. So in that present moment. Now it's the past, but I would say these two are still, the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, they are still, they still stand for the present moment today. The Wand energy has dwindled a little bit, a little bit, I will be honest. Now then I decided to layer these two cards with the Eight of Swords. And I specifically decided that I wanted the Eight of Swords to be the only card in reverse, because I didn't want to use reversals for this, but I wanted, if I'm going to, and you know what, what makes it very interesting to me as a reader, as I look back on like me putting out these cards, and I'm someone who likes to use reversals, and I use reversals quite often, but it's funny because what I'm picking up now, this is outside of this message, but I feel like what this is teaching me, this practice, this exercise, what this exercise is teaching me is that maybe the reversals should only be taken when we really feel them. Like when we really feel them. So that's a learning curve for me for sure. But with the Eight of Swords in reverse, what I wanted to convey is that I know that I am working, I'm not only working on my craft, I'm not only working on whatever it is that I'm developing, because I'm not sure what it is that I am developing. I am doing pick a card readings, I'm reading tarot, I'm studying tarot, I'm studying astrology, I am doing like a coaching program with people based on the 12 houses of astrology. I'm also creating art, I'm writing poetry. There's so many things that I'm doing that I'm not really sure how they're meant to fit together or what is going to come out of them. But I just trust that if I just keep going, I'll figure it out. And as a result, I'm also breaking down certain self-limiting beliefs where I used to think that I had to have a very clear path and a very like clear way of doing something, or I kind of just, through my routine of doing all the things that I like to do and all the things that I find interesting, I am allowing myself to break down the barriers that tell me that I need to make more of a decision on something very specific, or that my work has to be something very, very specific right now. And I've noticed over basically in the present moment, but it's the past now, but at the time it was the present moment, I was noticing that a lot of my self-limiting beliefs were breaking down, especially kind of certain sentiments that I was feeling in the past year. And that was actually very inspiring for me as well. So then I wanted to put down the Hermit card, and I wanted to layer it kind of here. So the Hermit energy, I did want to introduce the Hermit energy, first of all, because I felt that like the present moment with the inspiration that I was feeling at the time, and the intensity of the energy that I was feeling at the time, I felt like I needed a major arcana here to convey like the importance of the present moment that I was feeling. And so the major arcana that I chose was the Hermit, because I felt like the reason that I was experiencing this massive inspiration, the reason that I was feeling so massively confident and inspired in that present moment, was because I went within. I kind of detached from and not like I didn't detach from people as in like I stopped talking to people or anything like that. I just gave myself a lot more time to be with myself, with my thoughts, with my fears, with my discomfort, with my shadow side, with my shame, with my things that I like, things that I don't like. I gave myself space to be on my own. And in that present moment, I was also alone sending that message to the universe. Now, that does not mean that, if I do another one of these, it doesn't mean that I'll always put the Hermit card down if I'm alone in the room when I'm doing the message. But I think in a big way, when I was putting out that message to the universe, there was a certain dose of loneliness that I was feeling. Even though I was inspired, even though I was extremely excited for the future, and I was feeling this progress in my bones, in my energy, I felt like I was breaking down self-limiting beliefs. I was seeing something really, really flourishing in front of me. I couldn't deny to myself, as I was putting down these cards, I couldn't deny that there was a sense of loneliness attached to this kind of like an energy of a breakthrough. Or I wouldn't say this felt like a complete breakthrough, but it felt like a mini breakthrough. And so I wanted to put down the Hermit card because I felt like that's probably a very important sentiment that we forget, that sometimes our loneliness actually leads us to really amazing realizations. Our loneliness can lead us to inspiration. Our loneliness can lead us to creativity. Our loneliness can lead us to believing in ourselves and breaking down really like self-limiting beliefs that maybe had us in a chokehold for so long. So I wanted to almost credit loneliness in that present moment when I was putting out this message for all the progress that I had made. And to me, this was progress, immense progress. I do see Eight of Pentacles as signifying progress. And it wasn't progress that happened quickly. It wasn't progress that happened in a second. It was progress that was happening over a series of weeks and months. And over a series of weeks and months of me feeling lonely and retreating into myself. And that needed to be highlighted here. To me, that's what it felt like. And I feel like with the present moment being highlighted as like a little bit of a lonely moment, and then the core message having like the Three of Pentacles with 3 people in it, and they're actually, I'm just noticing that the Hierophant, 3 people in the Three of Pentacles, and 3 people in the Six of Pentacles. So I wonder if I'm meant to connect with two other people or something like that. Maybe it's more, but it's just like 3 people, 3 people, 3 people. I didn't even realize that that's what I did when I was putting out this message. See, I knew I would notice something cool, and that is cool. 3 people, 3 people, 3 people. Okay. So we've got that. And basically, so this sense of loneliness was to thank, in a way, for my inspiration at the time. Now I feel like this sense of, it's not that I'm not inspired at all, but I feel since then, I would say the Hermit energy is kind of becoming bigger and stronger. But it also means that I'm kind of like getting to know myself a lot more through this loneliness that I am kind of feeling in myself. But the progress is still happening, and I am feeling it here. But it's interesting because at the same time, if I was looking at the present moment right now, I would probably also add something like, I don't know what card I would add. I almost feel a bit blocked off from knowing what card I would add. But I feel like the energy has kind of like slowed down. And I'm kind of like almost like more confidence is there. I'm experiencing more confidence. So maybe I would put down a strength card here somewhere as well, because I feel like that's the kind of confidence that I'm experiencing. It's not very loud. It's not very, but I am experiencing more confidence, even though maybe I'm not as inspired anymore. And I think that's very interesting. So maybe I would put a strength card here beside the Hermit to kind of clarify how I'm feeling in the present moment as I'm recording this video now. So anyway, so let's look at the future. And basically what I was saying, out of what, first of all, I had my request. But then I wanted to also specify, like, that's my request, but what is it that I want, like, in a selfish kind of way? What do I want for me out of this request that I have? Again, so I wanted to say with the Six of Wands, I wanted recognition And I didn't mean that in like, basically, I feel like something that I'm a little bit frustrated by is that I've been doing this YouTube channel for a very long time now. I think I've done it for what, like almost 3 years now, I think. And it has grown very, very slowly. It has barely grown. But at the same time, I'm also aware that I've met really amazing people through doing this YouTube channel. I've made some like amazing collaborations. Or I've connected with people that I've collaborated with through this channel. But I feel like it's not that I want this channel to be huge, but my message here was more like I would like more recognition. And I feel like, because Nine of Pentacles is an energy to me of I deserve with the Nine of Pentacles. I always feel that energy with the Nine of Pentacles. I deserve to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I deserve to enjoy all the hard work that I've put in and all the effort that I've put into this. And what I was kind of looking at with this, it wasn't necessarily that I was saying, hey, universe, I want my channel to blow up. That's not necessarily what I was asking the universe, but what I was saying is that even if it's in a roundabout way, even if it isn't in a direct, like my channel blows up and I'm able to collect more revenue from, ads or whatever, if it's not in that kind of way, then do it in some other way. But I feel like I was basically saying in the near future, I feel like I deserve to enjoy this kind of recognition, which also results in tangible results. Tangible being money, material success, security, financial security, etc. So this was basically kind of like my request from this mentorship, whatever way, as a result of me getting this mentorship with other people, collaborating with other people, having an equal exchange where we're both acting from, or all of us are acting from our surplus and we're having fun. Based on all the work that I've already done as well, keeping in mind I've already done, this is me talking to the universe, by the way, basically me saying to the universe, keeping in mind that I've already done a lot of work and I am very patient and I've been patiently ticking along and working away at whatever my craft is and like multiple facets of what I'm trying to achieve. Keeping in mind that I've been very patient, I've gone within, I think I've learned some lessons, I've unraveled some of my self-limiting beliefs. I've been very optimistic. With this mentorship, this is what I would like to happen. I would like to receive more recognition because I deserve it, and I want this recognition to bring me some tangible results where I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. So that was that part of the message, but then I also wanted to talk about this. So the second thing that I wanted was, with the Ten of Cups, I wanted to highlight to the universe that I want this to come in a way that feels emotionally healthy and emotionally fulfilling. So I wanted to make sure that if this part of the message comes in, I didn't want it to come in, for example, with the devil being underneath it, or like, I didn't want it to be to come in an obsessive way. And that's why when I was setting these cards down, I was setting the intention of like, you allow it to come in whatever way you want it to come in. It doesn't have to be that my YouTube channel blows up and that's the way that things progress for me. You choose the way that it goes, basically, what I was trying to communicate to the universe. And I wonder if I should have put down maybe like the World card or something to represent that. I think I actually considered putting the World card here, but for some reason I didn't, and I feel like there's a reason. So I wanted to highlight that I wanted it to be emotionally healthy. I wanted it to come in a way that would be emotionally soothing and not in a way that is obsessive or that is excessive. I wanted there to be a sense of moderation with it as well. I suppose Temperance card would have gone a long way with this message as well, actually. So maybe the Temperance card would have been a better card to put down. But I didn't think of that at the time. And also, again, maybe there's a reason that I didn't put down a Temperance card there. So that was the main thing with the Ten of Cups. But then at the same time, this was a bit more of a complex message because I feel like there was a lot that I wanted to kind of convey. But with the Ten of Cups and the Judgment card being here, at the same time with the Judgment card, I wanted something I wanted it to result in some sort of greater awareness for me. So I wanted to make sure that if this recognition, these results, this monetary gain, the fruits of my labor, if they come in for me, I wanted to make sure that these fruits of my labor, or like the money that comes into me, the recognition that comes to me, would push me to like elevate and push me to want to continue like leveling up, or that I wouldn't want to stop, that I wouldn't go, oh, I got the fruits of my labor and, let me just go and just not work on this anymore. That it wouldn't make me not lazy. Again, I don't really believe in laziness as a concept myself, but like that it wouldn't make me complacent, or it wouldn't, whatever way this recognition comes in, that I wouldn't say, well, I've worked hard enough. Because that's how I feel right now. I feel like in my energy, I feel like I've worked really hard. I've put a lot of effort into this. And if I got certain results, or, I feel like the camera kind of, maybe that's better. I didn't want these results to come in and for me to become disinterested in where I was going. That I didn't forget that there was more to discover and more to see beyond the results that I would get from, this mentorship, from these collaborations, from this equal give and take. So I wanted to make sure that whatever does come in, it also has a certain level of like inspiration, or with the judgment card, it's not so much inspiration, it's more like a calling, or like I wanted to make sure that whatever this recognition and these like finances, or resources, the things that I deserve materially, whatever it is that I deserve materially, if it comes in, I want to make sure that it comes in a way that makes me inspired to go even further and elevate even further, and see how, like what else can I do, and how else can I expand this and rebirth this and transform this, basically. So then of course I finished it with the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands energy, usually when I read for myself, I either get the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Wands. They seem to be the queens that usually represent me when I am reading for myself, and I felt like I wanted to be in the Queen of Wands energy for this specific message, and I wanted this message to kind of result in me being in my Queen of Wands energy, which is very confident, very leader-like. I wanted to be in the Queen of Wands energy also for the reasons that she is very mystical. Queen of Wands is a master of energy. She knows how to manipulate energy. She knows how to wield energy. And I feel like in a big way, the result of my mentorship, I think what I'm wanting from the result of any sort of mentorship that comes through is I want to be able to observe my mentorship, not only from the point of view of what am I going to learn and the kind of knowledge that I'm going to collect through my mentorship, the kind of skills that I'm going to collect through my mentorship, the kind of collaborations that will happen through these mentorships. I also want to observe how that energetically changes me and be very aware how that energetically changes me at the end of the day. And again, the Judgment card comes in here as well, because this is the energy of being awakened in some sort of way to myself. So I want this process to kind of awaken me to myself. Like right now, I am going within. In the present moment, I am going within. I am in a very introspective energy, and I'm hoping that with certain level of recognition and me getting what I deserve in terms of, again, resources, material, tangible security and money, and also recognition for the work that I have done. Oh my God, I just saw a lizard. That's so cool. Oh, it makes me think of the King of Wands, because King of Wands has lizards. So maybe that's a sign as well. Because I'm talking about the Queen of Wands, and then King of Wands symbol just runs across. the wall here. But yeah, that's basically the message that I wanted to put out. So I'll just recap really quickly. Looking for mentorship. What I was saying to the universe is I'm looking for mentorship. A mentorship that comes from a place of equal exchange and a place of surplus rather than deficit. A mentorship where there's a very clear energy of teamwork, collaboration, and where the mentor actually wants to listen to feedback. At the same time, I want to be playful and have fun in this mentorship. Then with the past, I wanted to highlight my rejection sensitivity, my apathy to certain things, even boredom because of this rejection sensitivity, being rejected and going within and not expressing myself a lot as a result. The present moment, I wanted to talk about how I am going to be patient. I will keep working away at things that I feel need to be worked at, whether it be my skills, my talents, my knowledge consumption, or my work on my self-limiting beliefs. At the time of this reading, or at this time of me putting out this message, I was extremely excited, inspired. I was feeling courageous, and I was feeling like I was energetically feeling the progress within myself. I wanted to highlight that I felt like I broke a lot of self-limiting beliefs down already, and that with the Hermit energy, I was feeling a sense of loneliness, but I was also grateful for that sense of loneliness because that sense of loneliness was what was bringing me all this progress. That's how I felt. And then going into the future, what I want out of this, in a more kind of selfish way, what I want out of this mentorship is I want a certain level of recognition, whatever way it may come. I want to get what I deserve in terms of resources and, tangible results. What I know I deserve. It's kind of like there's a sense of knowing that I know that I deserve. It's almost like a certain amount that I know that I deserve. And that's what I want. And then with the 10 of Cups, I wanted to make sure that the way that it came into my life was emotionally healthy, emotionally stable. And also actually with the 10 of Cups, another thing that I wanted to highlight with that is that I wanted it to benefit not only me, but those around me as well, even if it wasn't in a very obvious way. And then with the Judgment card, again, I wanted to have a sense of awakening to myself, to my own energy, and a sense of realization with it that when these rewards came in, it only made me want to go further rather than make me want to just like give up the thing. And at the end with the Queen of Wands, I just wanted to highlight that I wanted to be wielding my energy in a very expertly way and feeling very connected to my own sense of leadership and willpower. So that is basically the message that I put out into the universe. So if you guessed or if you deciphered the message on the last video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was so cool to see. Also, a lot of people got a lot of the elements of the message that I put out right, so that was really exciting. I think I want to do one of these again sometimes, but it's kind of like I guess I will have to think about what it is that I want to communicate to the universe. So this was more of a request, but I feel like maybe in the future I'll maybe try and communicate with the universe in some sort of other way. So so that's what I have for you. That's what I have for me as well. This video is kind of for me. So yeah, if you enjoyed this reading or if you enjoyed this message, whatever you want to call it, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Support me, engage with my videos if you would like to help out. If you like this and you would like to tip me, you can tip me at the bottom of the video with a thanks button, or you can tip me on my PayPal link down below. But thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!